Artificial intelligence is now helping to improve the outcome of in vitro fertilization. Israeli health startup AIVF says it's developed a new AI-based technology called EMA to help doctors pick the best embryos for IVF and boost chances of a successful pregnancy. Joining me now is Daniella Gamboa. She is the CEO and co-founder of AIVF. Daniella, thank you so much for your time today. Help us understand how exactly you've been using artificial intelligence to help patients that are undergoing IVF.
So hi, I'm happy to be here. So we're using AI to help embryologists choose the best embryo, the one that would end up as a baby. And what we did is we've trained our AI on huge amount of data, embryo videos of embryos with outcomes, and we actually taught or teach the AI to understand biology.
Okay, so you're telling me that the AI actually helps to pick out the embryo in this process. And I know that IVF is a pretty complicated procedure and the success rate really does vary, but EMA is going to help improve those rates. How else does EMA work? Is it simply just picking out the best embryo?
It's evaluating the embryo. So instead of us embryologists or physicians evaluating the embryo by looking at one single image, the AI could actually identify features in the developing embryo that are correlated with different outcomes, like genetic abnormalities, like pregnancy outcomes, like gender, and help define which embryo has the best chances to become a baby, a healthy baby.
Now, Daniela, we know that many women only turn to IVF when they have trouble getting pregnant naturally. So how does this factor into maybe older women? Does that higher success rate with EMA also apply to older women as well?
Yes, I think what we do is we actually reduce the uncertainties of the IVF journey, and we help the patient understand her real chances and really with the doctor understand what the journey would look like. I think talking to patients, we know that for them the uncertainties, the fact that they can't predict what would be tomorrow morning, how long it will take them, how much money it would cost. So this is something that we can help with. So imagine you have a system where you know your chances, you know how long it will take you, you know how much it would cost you. You could actually plan. And the fact that you could plan is really, it's revolutionary. And we see it happening with many patients we work with and doctors and embryologists. And the fact that you have your AI support system, it's never the AI that makes the decision, it's always the embryologist. But the fact that you have something that helps you realize and understand which embryo is the best one to transfer back to the uterus or to freeze could really make a revolution, make an impact, and we see it happening, and we get reports from different clinics that success rates are 30% higher, and the clinic is much more optimized. And this is really the digital transformation of IVF that we're also always talking about.
Now, I know you were just saying that it really is up to the embryologist at the end of the day, and so far you've seen success rates that are 30% higher, but because artificial intelligence is so new when it comes to the process of IVF, is there a fear that you could pick the wrong embryo, that the artificial intelligence could end up picking the wrong genetic material?
Um, No, and I'll explain why. Because the AI is here to help us identify or rank the embryos. But at the end of the day, it's me as an embryologist that actually makes the selection, or I choose which one goes to mommy's uterus. So what we see is a very nice and interesting interaction between the human and the AI. And we've actually proven in few studies that when you work with the AI as a team, So the performance is better. So it's not the AI versus the human, is actually the AI with the human. And this is interaction is important. And so if I, as an embryologist, looks at the AI score, um, and I don't agree with it, it's fine. I can make the decision at the end of the day. But I could tell you, I'm an embryologist, and so I could tell you that from 15 years of working in IVF labs and seeing embryos and evaluating embryos, the fact that I'm sometimes tired and hungry and it's not really standardized and it's subjective human analysis, the fact is that success rates of IVF could be much higher with these new technologies. So there's no real risk here. It's a non-invasive procedure. It's just the AI that was trained on a huge amount of embryos of data. As a human being, as an embryologist, I think that I've seen embryos, I don't know, thousands of embryos. But the AI has seen millions, more than that. So at the end of the day, AI could identify features that cannot be seen with the human eye. And so the overall evaluation of the embryo is much better than any embryologist. And even if you take this standardization and you put it across all clinics in the world, and you have a standardized way of evaluating embryos, then I think you win.
This really is an interesting perspective, especially when you tell us that you've seen maybe 25,000 embryos versus the AI, which maybe potentially has seen millions of embryos. So it really, really is an interesting way of looking at it. Daniella Gamboa is the CEO and co-founder of AIVF. Daniella, thank you so much for your time today.